I don't care about the Oscars. Mostly. It is really easy to argue why they are unimportant. At a time when there are countless hardships in the world, giving gold statues to overpaid actors feels out of touch at best. From the outside, the Oscars just feel like a big party, where those in Hollywood congratulate each other. Once upon a time, the Oscars were at least a glamorous and escapist event, an opportunity to put down the doldrums of everyday life for a couple hours. But more often than not now, they're dull and turgid affairs. So why is there an entire industry of journalists and marketing experts that spend months every year dedicated to the Oscars? Whether we like it or not, the Oscars impact what films are seen and in turn what films are made. The attention that accompanies awards consideration can give films a serious boost at the box office. The awards hype that surrounded Parasite helped it take in over $250 million at the box office, a significant feat for a foreign language film. One of the joys that accompanied its Best Picture win was the sight of countless people going to the cinema to see a foreign language film for the first time. The success of Parasite has helped films like Drive My Car, Anatomy of a Fall, and I'm Still Here find larger audiences. Likewise, the regular recognition that biopics get at the Oscars has encouraged more and more of them to get made. It is not uncommon for the Best Actor and Actress categories to be dominated by biopics. Rami Malek, winning Best Actor for Bohemian Rhapsody, has encouraged major actors to accept roles in music biopics, in turn making them easier to fund and market. In the last few years alone, we've seen Elvis, a complete unknown, and Deliver Me From Nowhere released with awards attention in mind. If you are bored with the deluge of biopics seen each year, you at least in part have the Oscars to blame. The Oscars also influence who gets to make films. If a director gets nominated, they're not just more likely to get their next project funded, but also to get greater artistic control. Oscar attention helped Damien Chazelle go from a $3 million budget on Whiplash to an $80 million budget on Babylon. Very few of Paul Thomas Anderson's films have actually made a profit at the box office, but studios are still lining up to work with him because they feel that he offers them a good chance of awards attention. An Oscar nomination can have a similar impact on an actor's career. After being nominated for her role in Winter's Bone, Jennifer Lawrence was soon cast in both the Hunger Games and X-Men franchises. It cannot be understated how much the acting nomination for The Master helped Joaquin Phoenix. Many thought that his previous film, the weird mockumentary I'm Still Here, would derail his career, but after The Master, Phoenix quickly became the go-to actor for acclaimed filmmakers. The Oscars are even more important for studios and distributors. Over recent years, Neon has been able to use the credibility it gained from Parasite's Best Picture win to court a number of hyped films. Last year, they were able to win Best Picture again with Anora, which in part felt like a recognition for the excellent work they had done as a distributor over recent years. A24 have followed a similar path. Winning Best Picture for Moonlight helped them transition from up-and-coming studio into a studio that has worked with the likes of Yorgos Lanthimos, the Safdie brothers, Noah Baumbach, Darren Aronofsky, and Spike Lee. Everything Everywhere All at Once winning Best Picture cemented A24's position as a notable studio able to release some of modern cinema's best films. For smaller studios and distributors, the Oscars play an important role in their development. If they can manage to get awards recognition for a low-budget film, they then get the opportunity to work with more established filmmakers. Netflix has released a number of prestige films over the last decade in the hope of landing the Best Picture Oscar. This might be Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog, or most recently Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. There are plenty of criticisms to be made of Netflix, but I doubt any other studio would have given Del Toro $120 million to create his vision of Frankenstein. A Best Picture win would give credibility to the streaming platform, legitimizing its distribution model that favors at-home streaming over traditional cinema releases. This is just a gut feeling, but I suspect this is why Roma and The Power of the Dog, which were both favourites to win Best Picture heading into the ceremony, lost out to two fairly uninspired picks. I wouldn't be surprised if the wider film industry is trying to deny Netflix a place alongside the traditional film studios by withholding the Best Picture prize. It would be harder to dismiss Netflix releases as just content if they held Hollywood's top prize. We have to remember that the Oscars have never really been about art. Back in the 1920s, the Academy was set up to create a positive view of Hollywood and stop film industry workers unionizing. Oscar campaigns, which are designed to woo potential voters, have more in common with political elections than art. Miramax, who were notoriously bullish in their Oscar campaigning, were known for treating the Oscars like an election. It famously resulted in one of the bigger Oscar upsets, when Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan to the top prize. It also results in the kind of prejudices that often define elections. There are entire genres the Oscars have more or less overlooked. Comedies and horror films in the past have effectively been barred from the Oscars. Maybe this is changing a little with Sinners racking up a record number of nominations this year, but the Oscars would have to go a long way to counter the decades-long overlooking of genre films. The Silence of the Lambs remains the only horror film to win Best Picture. The Oscars have rightly been criticised for their lack of diversity. There have been a number of campaigns over the last decade in response to all-white lists of nominees. If the Oscars have the ability to launch careers, they also have the ability to overlook talent and stop certain groups from getting opportunities. This, to be fair, does go beyond the Oscars and is a film industry problem more generally. Halle Berry has commented on how her Best Actress win didn't make it easier for her to land roles, saying back in 2020, "I think it's largely because there is no place for someone like me." Earlier this year, she said in relation to her Best Actress win, "I was still black the next morning." I wish I could confidently say that the Oscars did not matter. It would be much easier to ignore the tiring awards cycle and overlook the sometimes questionable choices. I wish Netflix winning or not winning Best Picture did not matter. I wish Crash beating Brokeback Mountain to Best Picture also did not matter, but these moments shape decisions made by studios and the film industry more generally. So, I will continue to follow the Oscars from afar, telling myself that they do not matter, while deep down knowing that they unfortunately do.